Today we're going to move the Google Home aside and try the newest smart speaker in town, the Lenovo Smart Display.
Hi, I'm your Google Assistant.
Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. And today we're talking about the brand new Lenovo Smart Display. So first, let's talk about exactly what this device is. So this essentially has a Google Home or the Google Assistant built within the Smart Display. So a Smart Display is a brand new type of product that Google is coming out with, and this is the first product to have that software. So later down in the year, there's going to be some other products by LG and possibly by Google that have this same type of setup where it has the speakers and it has a display that runs Google Assistant. Now, Google is calling this the Android Things software. So it's kind of like a little bit of Android and a little bit of the Chromecast like we have running in the background, all kind of in one, where it can quickly and easily connect to your other Google connected services. So like the home control and lots of other things, especially the Google Assistant that is built right in here. In 2016, Google came out with the Google Home, where this was the first Google activated speaker. So this had full Google Assistant capabilities. You could ask it to do all the things that you're used to, that you would ask Google, like calculations, translating, and then you could also play videos from this to your Chromecast very seamlessly through YouTube or through other services like Netflix. And one thing I like about it is that it kind of took us away from looking at the phones all the time to look up something very simple where you could just ask it and it would give you a response instantly. And that's why I love this product so much. Now, 2018, we have these smart displays. So the smart display allows you to activate the Google Assistant, but with a full display. So you can easily see the responses and you can do other things like play videos right on here. Now, this isn't a tablet device. There are things that you can do. You can use it as a touch screen and it will give you information, but it's not meant to be carried around. You can see that this device is a built-in stand. So it's meant to sit somewhere and give you information. And I've really enjoyed the experience. Of course, I've only had it for one day, but I'm really happy with what this can do. All right, let's dive into the device and show you all the things that it can do and how it differs from other Google Assistants. So first, this is the 10-inch Lenovo Smart Display. On the back, you have this nice little bamboo coating. So if you had this display in a room, it looks very nice. Now there is another option, which is the 8-inch model. And on the back, it has a gray finish. But real quick, I want to show you, this is a 10-inch screen, and here I have an 8-inch tablet. So there you can see the difference in screen size. So maybe if you were trying to decide on which one you want to get, the 10-inch is $249, and the 8-inch will be $199. Now, the two other differences is the speaker size. So the speaker size that will be on the 8-inch model is slightly smaller than what's in here. So they're not able to push out quite as much sound, but I haven't tested it, so I'm not exactly sure. And then the screen resolution. So the 10-inch has a full HD screen, where the 8-inch will only be about a 720 screen. So not quite as high as quality, but I've been really impressed with how the pictures and videos that I watch on here looks on the 10-inch model. So those are the two differences. I ended up picking up this at Walmart. I will leave a link in the description on other places that you can get it and how I actually purchased this so that you guys can check that out. Now let's talk about what this can actually do. So yes, this has the full Google Assistant built in. So anything you could ask the Google Home, this is able to do this. When you set it up, it's very simple. All you need to do is download the Google Home application, and this will work on Android or iOS. So whatever software you have, you are able to download the app and pair it up just like any other Google Home. Now, when you do pair this up, it will ask you a few questions. It will ask you if you want to add any services like HBO Now or CNN or Fox News. And then it will also ask you to link your phone number so that you can actually make video calls on this via Google Duo. So you can actually video chat anybody that has Android or iOS. As long as they haven't installed the Google Duo app and have linked their phone number, you will be able to actually make a phone call to them through this. You also have the regular phone calls available as well. And then after that, it will show you this new feature called Ambient Mode. So the Ambient Mode is what is actually displayed on the screen. So there are 3 different modes that you can have. One is you can have just some pictures curated by Google, kind of like the Chromecast in the back that I have here. It's going to pull through from those same places. So right here on the home screen, you have the time, you have the weather, and then over here you have where that picture comes from. So it will just display this all the time. Then you have a bunch of different clock faces that you can actually use. So depending on what kind of style you like. Then the third option is you can actually use your own photos from Google Photos. So it's very simple. Open it up and you can choose your different albums. It will instantly start displaying the pictures on here. It's really nice. It's a constant picture frame. So it will always be on displaying those pictures. So once you have it all paired up, this will work just like your Google Home. You go into the Google Home application and that's where you can adjust all the settings. You have night mode, you have all the different services that you would like to use, home control and everything. Now there are a few things missing. This does not have continued conversation. So once you activate the Google Assistant on this via the OK Google or Hey Google, that's how it activates, and up here at the top, it will start writing down what it hears me say. And if you just tap the screen, it will stop doing that. So then one other thing that's missing in the settings is you can't group this to other Google Homes like you could with other Google Home devices. So that may be coming. This is brand new. We've seen tons of updates on the original Google Home, so I'm not going to judge it by how it works today, but we'll see what kind of updates it gets in the future. Now navigating this, there's not too many menus that you can do, but all you have to do is swipe from the left of the device and that will hide anything that's on screen. You can swipe up from the bottom and here you have the volume control as well as the brightness. So you can change it to auto brightness and change the volume. On the top of the device, you have volume buttons as well as the mute switch.
The mic is muted.
And then on the top and the sides, you have some far-field microphones. So that's what's able to actually hear you when you activate the Google Home. And then right here on the right side, you do have a camera. It's a 5 megapixel camera. And this little switch right here allows you to turn off the camera. So if maybe you have this in a bathroom or somewhere, you could actually physically lock the camera so it can't see you at all. And if somebody were trying to make a phone call and you answered, it still wouldn't show you. It would just show that your camera is muted, but you could still see them and talk to them. So that's really cool to have that switch. And other than that, you have the power cable here on the back, and that's it. The power cable is about 4 feet long, and that's all the hardware that comes with the device. And now let's dive into a lot of the things that this device can do and how it looks instead of just hearing a verbal response showing you what it can do on screen. Now, I went through and tested about 50 different questions that I usually ask on the Google Home to see how they respond. So some of them were like home control. And one thing that I really liked is when you ask for a device to turn on and off, it displays a menu on the screen. Hey Google, turn off colored plus.
Okay, turning the colored plus off.
So there the light turned off, but here on the screen, you actually have a on and off switch. And then I can actually change the brightness right here on the screen, which is really neat. Over here, I also have the option to go to the color options. So this is a colored bulb. So it gives me those full colored options right here. And sorry if you can't see this as well on screen, but then I can quickly and easily choose exactly what color. And I really like how it shows the name of the color. So if you find one you like, you could remember that name for the next time you wanted to adjust just via voice. Now this will do the same when you're changing the temperature. You have the temperature controls, and then you also have the mode of the thermostat. So I use a Nest, and it was really nice that I instantly connected to that. Now, if this is your first time using a Google Assistant device, you will need to go into the home control settings and add the smart devices. It just won't know what you already have, but you would need to go and link any compatible product. I have lots of videos all about what's compatible with the Google Home. You can check those out in the pop-up on screen. Now, one thing I really liked is that when you asked different animal sounds or different information, it would pop up a picture with the response.
This is a dog. Sure, 10 minutes, starting now.
When you use the timer setting, it will show the timer on screen until the timer goes off. And if you set multiple timers, they will all show up at once and you can scroll through and see them and name them as well if you would like. Now let's talk about how this works with media. So right now this has the ability to play YouTube, also play YouTube TV, and then like I said, CNN, HBO Now, and Fox News. You can link your accounts to play those. But other than that, it's pretty limited. So that's one area that it could improve in, where you could instantly ask it anything to play Hulu or to play Netflix, but currently it will not do that. But when playing YouTube, it's a very great experience. So this is usually going to be sitting in my kitchen. This will be nice when we're cooking or we don't want to have the big TV on. Maybe it's just me watching some little video. It's much smaller and it doesn't take up the whole room and is really loud. So I really like how it's very small, and I like that you can use the controls on screen. So even though you don't have those full apps, you can quickly tap and pause and change the volume right on here very quickly. So I really like having that. And then it's also nice that you don't have to activate the Google Home multiple times to be able to do something. You could actually just touch on screen, as well as once you ask for something, it will give you extra things at the bottom that you might want to use. So it's a new way to discover new things that you could do with the Google Assistant that will show up on the bottom of the screen. Now, one other way to use media on this device is to cast it from your phone. So certain applications support casting, just like you were to open Netflix and cast it to your Chromecast. This is a Chromecast supported device. So if you go into like the PBS Kids app, I could cast a kids show to here. Now, Netflix currently isn't supported, not sure why, but pretty much every other app I tested worked, like Plex and Movies Anywhere, and a lot of different applications, so that can only improve over time. After playing with that, I kind of think of this more as like a TV assistant device. So maybe you're in a college dorm and you don't want to bring a big TV and all these different devices. This could do it all in one. If you just have a YouTube TV subscription, instantly pop open TV on here, has great sound, and the picture quality is really nice. Play ESPN from YouTube TV.
Okay, playing ESPN on YouTube TV.
Go. All right. Neymar pledges to be a new man.
Now next, let's talk about calling. So just like the Google Home, this can make phone calls in the US or Canada. I'm not sure exactly where this product is coming out yet, but I'm sure it will be rolling out in many different locations. But it will make calls very easily, just like the Google Home. So I can verify my phone number in the Google Home app and then ask it to make a call, and it will call anybody. So here I'm going to make a quick call to my dad.
Calling Randy Bristow.
Hello?
Hello?
Well, I am calling you from the Lenovo Smart Display on a regular phone call.
Just like you would do with the Google Home.
Yeah. Now next is Google Duo Call. So setting up was super easy to link my phone number to Google Duo, and then I could simply just ask it to make a video call to anybody that has set up. So I tested this out. I was really impressed by the quality of the video and the sound that it had. My brother, he was on Wi-Fi as well, and it was very crisp, and there wasn't any like digitizing of the screen, but everything looked really nice, even if he was moving around, and it looked great, and I could see him very nice. Now, that is the only time in which you would want to rotate this like in the portrait mode. So it is supported for video calling in this mode, but currently nothing else does support the portrait for the Smart Display. Video call Tyler Bristow.
Okay, video or phone call.
Video call.
Making a video call to Tyler Bristow.
Boom. Oh, are you working or something?
Yes, of course I'm working.
How does it look?
Looks great. Want me to send you a screenshot?
All right, what happens when I do this?
It says video paused.
Sweet. I turned off the camera. I turned it back on. Hey Google, end call. Now, because this does not have the continuous conversation, you can ask it to do multiple things at once. So you could use one command and then in the middle say and then use another command. Hey Google, turn off the office lights and turn on the office lights.
Sure, turning 14 lights off. Sure, turning on 14 lights.
All right, it worked. So I was able to do 2 commands at one time. That was pretty funny. It quickly flashed and popped them back up. Now, a quick note I want to make. So while I was editing this, I noticed that on the screen it shows the room office lights, that I could quickly change the brightness on all the lights and the color in one room at one time. This is a request I actually sent to Google to have on the main screen, but I'm really happy to see that it is actually there where you can quickly adjust an entire room at once via the screen. Now let's talk about other things that you previously would ask on the Google Assistant. Are they available on here? So there are many different third-party applications that you could use, and they are all supported on here. And I really like how it actually pulls up the wording on screen. So you could actually read it. I played a little Mickey Mouse adventure, and so my kids could read it instead of just listening to the whole response. One of my daughters is learning how to read, so that's actually really helpful. It does support the new voices that are available on the Google Assistant. It will play through those voices. So you just have to go into the Google Home application and adjust that in your personal settings, and then this will have access to that. Now, I tried a bunch of other things. I tried looking up Google Maps and local guide and checking what's new. And it's really nice because it gives you a visual on screen and you could quickly tap and you have more information. And then if you ask for like navigation directions, it will just send that right to your phone through the Google Assistant. So you could instantly navigate there on your phone, which is really handy. Now, I also tried shopping. Buy a Chromecast.
Sure, Chromecast.
And I really like it because it shows a picture. That's the hardest thing with shopping with the Google Home or using an Amazon Echo is I'm a visual person and I need to see exactly what I'm getting, or I'm probably not going to be using the service just by voice. So with this, I can see the exact item, see how much it costs, see that it's free shipping from Walmart or Costco or what Target, whatever service it's going to ship from. And that's a really handy feature to have with this screen. And then you can ask it other things like showing your podcast, what's the news. I really like that when you use the repeat command, a little parrot pops up on screen, like it's a parrot repeating you. It's kind of funny.
I like to eat apples and bananas.
One really big improvement is in the cooking. So when you ask for a cooking recipe, it will give you a bunch of different options. And then when you select it, it will give you a visual page of all the different items that you need to make that recipe. And then it will run you through the instructions one step at a time, and you don't have to keep asking it for that verbal response. It's all on screen, easy to quickly look at, and then you can keep cooking. So I really like that. Now, I tried to do a comparison between the Google Home sound and the Smart Display sound. They're pretty close, apples to apples, but I did like the sound on this, that it's kind of going straight towards you. Like, this is great for 360 sound. Maybe you have it in the middle of the room. It would be very handy. Where we have ours against a wall in the kitchen, this is able to just send out the sound and the audio. I really liked how this sounds, so no complaints from me on the sound. Now, the performance of the device, I was very impressed with it. There was a few times where I'm like, oh, it would have been nice if it was a little faster. Now, activating the Google Assistant, there was only a couple times where it didn't actually hear me, and so I did have to repeat myself once or twice, but not a problem at all. One of the big questions you might have is, well, why should I get this over a Google Home? So the Google Home costs $129. So it's a voice assistant, it's a speaker with 3 different speakers down here. I really like the sound quality, good bass. But with this, at $249, maybe a little much, but the $199, just for a little bit more money, $70 more, you have a screen that is pretty much a TV built in, has great sound, and you can do many things and a little bit more than what you could do on the Google Home. You get to see your full calendar. So you could actually look through your whole calendar in one day without having to pull out your phone. I'm a big fan of anything that helps us use your phone less or use our phones less. And this device will definitely do that, where it's giving you the most important information at the right time. Now for me, I'm a huge Google fanboy, so anything that has the Google Assistant built in and works with all the services that I use gives them a big thumbs up from me. And I'm very impressed with this device. I'm really happy with the purchase, and I think for the price, it is worth it. I like having that visual aid right there. I like that I don't have to always turn on the big TV to watch YouTube, or maybe you have this in your room as your only little TV, so it's going to sit there on your nightstand and play some videos before bed or whatever, and you don't have to buy a big TV. So it's a really perfect size of device, and I don't think it's too big at all. When I put this in my kitchen, it was perfect right in the corner, kind of on our back of our wall there, and it just looked really nice. It didn't stick out, and it was very subtle, and I like the pictures, the quality of the screen, and the sound. So I'm really happy to have this, and you guys will hear a lot more about Google Smart Display or the Lenovo Smart Display from me in the future. If you have any further questions about what this can do, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably be making a lot more videos about all of these things and dive more into new features that come out as well in the future. If this is your first time here and you like this video, I'd love to have you subscribe so that you can be notified of my new and upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.